Hello everyone and welcome back. It has been a while since I've created a tutorial or how to do video, and today I kind of wanted to share with you what I found, and I stumbled upon something that might make your life easier or better or both, whatever. I want to thank first of all my good friend Desnatic that kind of shared with me, or we kind of threw information to each other, and I wouldn't be able to make this video without him. Anyways, so there are some caveats when it comes to this method. One of them for now is that we have to be connected to the PC via link cable. Like you see here that I'm connected. Here you go. There you go. Where's the camera? Right here. So you can see that I'm connected to the PC, and that's how I'm recording. Now, one way that you can do it is you can record directly into the headset from the PC. You give a command and it records. Or the other thing is you can cast, well, it doesn't really cast because it captures it with the cable to a window on your PC, and then you can record that in OBS. Of course, you can record it as 4K footage, and then you don't need to upscale it with AI or with Premiere or with whatever software you use for editing. So this is really good when you want to create content, when you want to record and create beautiful content. What if you want to enhance the quality in your headset but play the game without being connected? Can you do that? The answer is yes. Stick around, look at the process that you need to do, all the steps that you need to do. But if you just want to play the game better, just set it up and then disconnect from the headset, and everything will remain the same until the next time you restart your headset. So let's jump into how you do it. What I need you to do is to connect the headset to the PC. And once you do that, you're going to get a notification in the headset that a USB has been detected. Approve it so that there's going to be communication between your computer and the headset. Then I'm going to leave in the description below links to everything that I'm using here. So the one thing that I'm using that helps a lot is called MQDH Developer Hub. And that is the software that we're going to use. Now, if you can see right here, I'm not going to use any of these options or any of these sections. What we will use is the device manager, which is the one on the top. And you can see here, it shows that the MQDH 3 is active and connected. Otherwise, if all this will be empty and you will not see the MQDH, it will be inactive. Now, this is what we're going to use. You see the Beta Cast 2. So if I press on that, it'll open up Casting EXE, which is a software that you have once you install the Developer Hub. And you can see that when I move my headset, we can see what is in the headset, which is pretty cool. Now usually what I do is I change it to the right eye, and the original 1:1, you can see that it's square because it's taking one per eye. It's muted, so I'm going to press on this so it will not be muted. So anything that it casts will be with audio because we want to capture the audio of the game. Then what I do is I go to the original and I change it to cinematic. If I change it to crop, it'll change to 16:9, which is fine. But I want to change it to cinematic. It says, oh, the app restart required because we changed it to cinematic. So let's approve that. And it will start for us, and there you go. So now let me just go into the headset. Let's take the controller without even putting the headset on and see if I can approve. We did it. So we have what we see in the headset. You can see the field of view, that we can see how stretched my arm is in the headset. I'm actually using the controller and it works. So this is one thing that we do. So basically, when this is done, we all see, like you can notice that all we want to capture is this section, the section of just where the game is or what is shown in the headset. And when you're in OBS, you can basically tell it up a game capture and direct it to this window, which is the cast window, and it's going to be perfect, clean, and all you need. But this is not enough. I want it to be a little bit extra. I want it to be a little bit sharper. After we did the developer hub, I would also launch Sidequest, like here. And then I will go to the device settings and tools, and this is what I get. I don't touch anything. I have tried all of them. I don't touch anything except for the default texture size. As you can see, it's on 3072. I think in the beginning, when you first start, it'll be on default Quest 2. You can play around with them. Now, another caveat. There are certain games or specific games that require a little bit more memory or a little bit more resources. And that's when you're going to have major drops in frames per second. So for these games, I would go with 2560 or even 2048. Games like Doom 3 by Dr. Beef and his team, I realized that when I do it on 3072 in Doom 3, the areas when there's too much light or when there's a lot of light happening and a lot of movement, then it's not going to be as stable, or it's going to be a little bit more choppy. 2560 or 2048 would give you a nice result. Games like Until You Fall would run really smooth and no problem. They're not as heavy as Doom 3 or Into the Radius, for example. Basically, you really need to change it to either these three, play around with it, whatever fits to the game that you want to create content for. Here I can just check the 72 Hertz or change it to 60. So once you press on that, you can see that it is it's showing you a little pink notification on the bottom. If I change it, you can see it is okay, resolution set okay. You can actually turn these off, chromatic aberration and the set FFR. Streaming video, I'm not touching it, and I'm not touching the frame rate. And here there's going to be at the end, I'm just going to do full rate capture. I'm turning it on, it was off, and that's it. That is all she wrote. So just make sure that 2560 or 3072 is on and ready to go. Now I do know that it does work. I do know that it does make a difference in the headset because everything will be so much sharper. Everything will be really, really sharp. And I'll show you a difference between using it and not using it on Doom 3. That's where you really see the difference, especially in just the loading stage or the loading page or the menu page. Another thing, there are a few options. Let me just minimize that, and I will minimize this. Let's go to the developer hub. You can see that I'm casting right now. You can also record video. Now, if you record, it records in the headset. You give it a command here, but it records in the headset. And one thing that you need to be wary about, if you record into the headset and not casting to the PC and recording through OBS, it does work. But mind you that with all the upscaling through Sidequest and the game running in the headset, and on top of that you're recording, it records a big file while playing the game. And games like Into the Radius would just not work, and it crashed on me because it's too much to handle. As beautiful as this device is, it also has its limits, especially when we upscale, and it's way too difficult and too much for the poor little headset. So what I do, I prefer to cast it to the PC and capture it in OBS as 4K. So let's see what looks like in the headset. We're in the Quest 3 and I'm not using the upscale texture. This is the default Quest 2 texture, the way the game runs normally. So I can see, I don't need to raise my head, I don't need to look up or look down. I can see the whole page in front of me. And if I load the game, let's load a game. Here we are. We're in the game. And this is the normal view, and I can see the textures. It's pretty cool, but it's not what I would like it to be. Whee! Could have stayed on that. Okay. Let's wait until the door closes. Like the textures on the door, I can see that it's a little bit blurry. It's not as I would like it to be. I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen here. Okay, let's change. Make sure that we have bullets. Ooh. Okay, so now that we have this, let's load it with the upscale textures. So I'm going to go out of the game, leave the game completely. I go back to our Sidequest. So let's just go to 3072 just to show you how it struggles and how much of a difference that makes. And now let's go back. Let's load it again. Doom 3 quest. I'm excited. But now look at this. For me to see, right now when I'm looking straight, all I see is the Doom 3 quest. I don't see the end of the screen. I have to raise my head like this. Now I can see it. And I need to look down. Now I can see it. Now when I move around, the text kind of bouncing, the text is not stable. I can see that it struggles. I can see that it's maybe too much for the headset. So the game will not run as you want it to because it's too much for the headset to use the textures that high and crisp. I'm just reloading. Now if I look to the screen, I have that jiggle, and when I look all the way there, I can see that door. I have the same jiggle, so it's not as smooth as you want it to have a good gameplay. Let's see if I can jump this. Yeah, it struggles, and I think it's also because of the shadows and the fact that it's pretty much dynamic lights. Then the quest really struggles with it. But I will try and do this. Okay, oh, I remember that. Wait. Ooh. It does look crisp. It does look really nice. I think it was from here. You came first, and now you. Oh, let's do the same thing, but with 2K textures. Now look at this. If I want to get out of the game, I need to really look down and to the right, really far, and then press exit. Yes, but I can see the struggle of the headset. So for Quest 3, that doesn't work properly. Okay, let's go back here, change it to 2560. I might even need to change it to 2048, but who knows. Let's go back. Okay, so as you can see, right now I'm looking, I can see the Doom 3 quest, and a little bit from the sides and a little bit from the bottom I can see the load. but it's down. And I do need to look down to see the edge. And I need to look up to see the edge, and to the right and to the left. So it's unlike the original Quest 2, the original Quest resolution, which I could see the whole screen. I still need to look to the sides, and there is a little bit of that jiggle because this game, I guess, it's really heavy on resources. But let's see. So, see, this is better. I can still see that it jiggles. So since this game is a little bit heavier on the resources, I might need to go even to the 2048 to make it run smooth enough to enjoy the gameplay and also have good quality capture. Go back here, change it to 2048. Let's change it to 2048 and then go back here. So the game runs. I see the Doom 3 quest. I see a little bit more of the sidebar, but I still need to go down and look to the sides and up to see the whole thing. So now if I load the game, same place, same area. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's see a different game. Let's go out, go into the exit, and yes. Into the Radius is a heavy demand on lighting and textures. So I would change it to 2048. Let's change it to 2048. I think it's a safe spot. Doom 3 and Into the Radius are heavy and demanding. So let's change it to 2048 and see what happens. Okay, so when you first launch it, by the way, you can see how it populates the textures when you first run the game. But when it's 2K textures, it runs really smooth, really nice. So it is upscale and it is beautiful. Very smooth and really nice. With the hub, look at the field of view. My arms, I can totally see them in the Radius. One thing that you need to know is when we cast with the Quest 3 and you want to create and you want to create content, just bear in mind that the audio will not sync. You're gonna have to edit it to sync, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I actually can see, even as I record this, that there's a delay. But it is what it is. It's still better than quality-wise, because we are editing it, right, when we create the content. And you're gonna get really sharp, beautiful content doing so. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is Until You Fall. So for Until You Fall, I'm going to use the 3K textures. Changed it, got an OK. Let's go in. Now I will not have room enough to use the full swing because I don't have space here. Because I needed the computer for this, and I'm sitting down. So let's go to Until You Fall. I don't think that this is a good selection, is it? Ooh. Seriously, what do I do with this? Okay. Oh. Okay, so it does hit him. But okay. Right now I'm worried that I'm going to hit the table. So I'm doing it kind of annihilated. What does that give me? Finishing a combo. There we go. Here you are, guys. We have upscale textures, beautiful capture, and beautiful field of view. And there you go. So there you go. We have everything that we needed. 3K textures or 2K textures and beautiful capture. The only thing is maybe the audio needs to be retouched when you're editing. But other than that, let me know in the comments below what you think, if you tried it, if it works for you. And again, if you have a different method of capturing better quality videos. And until the next time, guys.